like this kimono, Kelly.
Thanks. Adam.
Adam. How you doing?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We good?
Yep.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome.
Hi, we're just waiting on a couple more people to join, and then
Great.
we'll get started.
Give me a second here to make sure you can see the setup.
Maybe come in a little bit. Yeah, oh, perfect.
I can't hear them.
That looks good.
Good?
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear us now? Is that better? How's that? I don't know what's going on here.
I can hear.
You can hear?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm ready for this drink. We can see you perfect and we can hear you. I think you're fine. Oh, yes, Zevin with the hat.
Costume change. Just a little, evening attire,
Yeah.
Who's ready for a drink? Who's ready to listen to some jams? And who's ready to talk about how we think we're going to pivot?
I'm
Who's
ready.
Pivoting into my Golden Girls happy hour attire is what's happening over here.
I was going to say, I love Zevin's change of outfit.
Yes.
For the club.
A lot of wardrobe changes here. Okay, let's get started. We have Chef Adam here, all the way from Boston. Hi, Chef.
Hi.
We
Hi
are
there, how are you?
very good. This is for sure what I was most looking forward to.
I don't blame you. I'm sure it's been a great day, but always nice it's almost 5 o'clock, at least Boston time. We're getting pretty close to the 5 o'clock hour, so this is perfect.
It's not near
6 p.m. here, and I'm ready to go.
It's not near 5 o'clock here, but look who's ready.
I love it. That's fantastic. Great. So should we jump right into the cocktail? So we got kind of a smash that we're going to do, essentially. So I'm going to show you how we do it in smash form. But then I'm going to also show the more clear, clean cut version, just strained over some ice. And there was a little bit of a twist to this. I mean, strawberry and bourbon is a great pairing anyway. And I know the green peppercorns may have thrown some of you off. Maybe didn't know there was a green peppercorn. Maybe didn't realize that peppercorns had any place with strawberries or whatever. But a quick backstory on that is that this whole cocktail for me derived from a soup that we serve fairly regularly, which is strawberry and green peppercorn soup. Green peppercorns are they're complex as opposed to a black peppercorn. They carry a really sweet, really spicy, bitter tone that pairs really well against sweet strawberries. And strawberries for us right now back in Boston, Kelly, as you know, are in season. So we definitely opted for some local strawberries, the green peppercorn preparation. Green peppercorns are also found inside of a brine can, but we have fresh, and I actually mixed in some black peppercorns and some red peppercorns. So if you didn't have green, you can definitely use some black. Great, let's talk real quick about strawberries and how you clean them and how you hull them. So a lot of people, I think, typically would just go straight down, get that green part off your strawberry. But you're really missing out on a lot of really good fruit. I did a few here. Just like a tomato, when you take that seed or that core out, you want to kind of get down into there and just rotate. That way you're just getting the green part, a little bit of the white pith that can be a little bit more mild, maybe even a little bitter. And you're left with just a beautiful strawberry. Okay, green peppercorns, strawberries were covered. We've got lemon juice, simple syrup. So I made this simple syrup with the green peppercorns and with the stems from the mint. Again, kind of forward thinking and next level. And I know when you want to sit down and have a cocktail, you're probably not gonna think to go that far, but just from being a cook and the background that I have, I always try to figure out how to use every piece of the ingredient and just how to stretch it out and maximize flavor. So for now, we'll just go with the strawberries and how to cut them. So for the smash, already hulled, just gonna cut and quarter a few. And I'm just gonna drop them into our mixer. You could do this into a bowl. You could do it into anything that you want that you're comfortable smashing. So we've got the strawberries right down in there. Gonna take a few of these mint leaves and we're gonna roll them up. Just like a little bundle, just like you would with some basil if you were gonna cut them, and just make a little crosshatch right across there. Strawberries and mint. A little bit of the simple syrup. And I think I had mentioned like a quarter of a cup of simple syrup. That was only because it's very difficult to make anything less than that. Use simple syrup on the stovetop. It's equal parts sugar and water. So you wanna, it's just hard to get that boiled and you never really have the right size pot. And now you've got some simple syrup that you can reserve. So that'll go in. And we're just gonna smash this up. You could do the peppercorns in here if you wanted to, for sure. If you were gonna strain it out, because you don't wanna be chewing on peppercorns or swallowing peppercorns. But if you're gonna strain it out, it'd be a great opportunity now to get those natural oils out and really spice up the drink a little bit. Much like jalapeno and tequila, you know, if you think just spices and fruits. You can see that out in TV land there, but it's really nice and smashed. Some of the strawberries are left whole. Then we're gonna go ahead with our lemon juice. And some ice. Making sure we got that. And then the bourbon. Bullet bourbon is a really clean. I didn't open it. Sorry about that. Bullet bourbon is definitely one of my favorite. Cleanest, can take on flavor, can be impartial on its own. Neat or with a little thing of ice. So we're gonna go with 3 ounces. 4 if you've really had a day. 5 if you really want to get to the station. I'm just gonna shake this just a little bit. Oh boy. Oh, it doesn't want to flavor. I'd be going with the straight up version on this one. Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
I'm with you. I'm shaking now.
Perfect. This thing was brand new, but it's, for whatever reason, if it gets too cold, I can never get it open. But this is our smash, and if you can see that, it's just a really beautiful summertime drink. I know we're not quite in the summer, but we're getting there. And again, the strawberries for us are in season, so it's hard not to want to jump in and just go full on strawberries and fruit. The garnish, simple with the mint, and I'm thinking with food, you smell first. So when you go down in there with a drink, almost like that Kentucky Derby drink, I can't think of what it's called, but it's just a mouthful of ice and a mouthful of mint. What's it? Mint julep? Yeah, thank you. So same thing there. You just want to get a lot of that fresh mint right there so you can smell it when you're sipping. But then you've got this really just beautiful concoction. If I can, because I didn't make enough for 2. Show the smooth version. And again, same principle with the mint. Just want to kind of get a nice cluster or ploosh of that right in there. And then you just got a really sexy, clean looking drink. Pink, beautiful, green hue, peppercorn notes just kind of sprinkled through there. And there you have it, the strawberry bourbon smash.
Love it. Who else did this with me? Was I literally Annette, I know you were.
Oh no, I don't have. I only had some bourbon and then this delicious little non-calorie peach black tea that I just got.
I'm sure that still tastes good.
It's still good.
Yeah,
Bourbon
super
plus peach tea is a jam, but that drink looks delicious.
Oh,
It's really good when you've got those fresh, juicy strawberries. And right now they're really popping up. And, you know, if you can, and same with the simple syrup. I know it's a small, minute thing, but if you really take a little extra time to flavor up all the ingredients that you're putting into your drink, you're going to yield that much better of a product. And again, same principles true with cooking and baking. If you can source the best ingredients that you can find, even if it's just for a cocktail or for whatever, you're going to yield something much more magical than something just basic. So that's what we kind of got here. And the green peppercorns is a pretty cool addition. You should definitely give it a shot.
For the green peppercorns, have you ever like cooked it into the simple syrup and tried that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and if I didn't mention that, I may have been talking too fast at the beginning. A lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee running through the veins right now. But literally just take some green peppercorns, and you could do it with the back of a pan. You could do it just with a knife. You want to just expose that interior, because then again, you're releasing oils. You're releasing all the flavor that the peppercorns carry. And then just with your 50-50 sugar and water, put the peppercorns in there, let that come to a ripping boil, shut it off, and let it steep overnight like you're making tea.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can just strain that out with a sifter, with a strainer, and you've got this very, you know, aromatic, spicy, simple syrup that you could use pretty much at any point in time that you wanted to. But again, the peppercorn and the strawberry comparison is just none other. Again, that came from a soup. So the soup is really, really cool. Maybe we can share that with the folks here watching today, or can send that out. But it's really fun. It's super easy to make. There's no cooking involved. It's just marination, maceration overnight, pureed, and you're good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll definitely send around that soup recipe. I love a good soup.
That'd be great.
So
Would you recommend the same drink with raspberries rather than strawberries, or would they not go as well with the peppercorn?
No, you know, I think that they would. Again, maximizing and if using what you got at home is super important. I don't see any reason why raspberries wouldn't work as well. Strawberries are just something that I've kind of lent to more frequently, more often over the years. I'm not sure why. I love raspberries. I think the texture of strawberries too, there's something to be said about that and the absorption that it takes as opposed to raspberries. But if you can find an awesome jammy raspberry that you can muddle with the mint and muddle with the peppercorns and serve that up, I think would be beautiful. Just like we did here, strain that. So you're really pushing all the flavors out of the raspberries and straining that through with those peppercorns. Absolutely, you can switch.
Great.
Are you always making the simple syrup like well in advance so it has time to cool on the counter, or like are you putting it in the refrigerator? I always feel like I'm making my simple syrup right before I have this hot syrup and I'm like, wait, this isn't great for my cocktail. Like, how are you doing it?
Yeah, I know you wouldn't. I definitely.
It becomes more of like a tea.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second.
So I think personal preference when I'm making simple syrups, I'm not going necessarily the distance if it's just me or my wife and I, if we're just gonna have a ice down pour type drink. But when we know we're having people over and we might be doing, you know, a spotlighted drink, or at one of our events, if we're really, really going all out and fabricating something, I'll definitely make it in advance. I'll definitely try to put flavors of whatever the drink is, as I said before, the mint leaves, and you could even throw the hulls that we cleaned of the strawberries into that simple syrup. Now you've got this red, beautiful, vibrant simple syrup that, again, is adding more depth and more consistency to your dish, or to your drink, excuse me. But also, too, for us, it gets really hot out here and really muggy, and sometimes I'm a real freak about fruit flies and things like that. So I'll store it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
One, because I'm also looking for the coldest drink I can possibly get, and adding a room temperature item, it's just going to denature that ice a little bit and break things down. So if you're pulling your ice cold, simple syrup out of the refrigerator or wherever you have it, or even the freezer, it typically won't freeze because of the sugar content. Then it's clean, it's crisp, nothing's dripping off the bottle. There's no, nothing can get to it. Just keeping it really, really super cold. And again, like anything, when you make it in advance and you keep it, it's just, it's gaining kind of growth and really getting stronger over time.
Okay, so plan my cocktails accordingly ahead of time. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely plan ahead of time.
In advance. You just
Yeah.
make
Whitney, you can't be making cocktails all willy-nilly and stuff. Don't make your cocktails all willy-nilly. You got to plan on it.
Plan. I grocery shopped. I was ready for this segment. I found some peppercorns. I was like, this is the highlight.
I need to get some green peppercorns now. I'm just like, I need to make a green peppercorn steak sauce. I need to make a green. I need
Steak Diane. Now we're talking. I like that.
Where's Jocko for this conversation? He should be here. Jocko taught our cooking demo for our lunch hour, and he did a fabulous job. He should be here chatting it up too about.
That'd be great.
Who was at the lunch? What did you guys have for lunch? What was it?
I'll let Wendy.
Salmon with a pesto sauce that we made out of pistachios, which was pistachios and basil, which was fabulous. I always make salmon with lemon slices on top, and this was a really nice twist.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I've used pistachios for a pesto. That's awesome.
And then a homemade Caesar as well.
I didn't realize you used
that. Sounds great.
Yeah.
So,
and then he had dessert too.
What was that, Devin?
This one glass of wine, y'all.
I love it. So Jeff, tell us where we can find you. Are you doing, is it predominantly in-home kind of like chef demos that you do, or just tell us a little bit more about your business?
Yeah, for sure. So and it's funny when first presented, when we were chatting about this pivot forum, and Kelly and I had a chance to chat about this the other day. It was exactly what we did 2.5 months ago, was a complete and utter pivot to what our normal business is like, which is in-home dining. And we coined our phrase, downtown dining at home. So it's essentially a full service, in-home dining experience, just as you would if you were downtown, if not, even more interactive. And it's very unique, and it's a very special feeling to go into someone's home, offer the service that we do, and see their reaction and see how they feel and their guests. And it's kind of like whoa, this is wicked. This is really awesome, and then we leave and we clean up and we're gone. But that's where we've been the last 1.5 years up until the pandemic. We did other cooking demos like this. We go into homes for groups of 6 to 12 and or more if they want. But typically, you want that concentration. You want a smaller group if you're doing a live cooking demo, so you can really lend yourself the time and effort to answer questions and to show skill sets and to just be one with the group. If they get too large, especially if it's just me or if my partner's with me, the scale gets a little misbalanced and we're missing out on an opportunity of really teaching and educating. But that's pretty much what we do. It's downtown dining at home, and any chance we can get in front of people to cook food for any occasion is where we're at and where we want to be.
He has a bomb Father's Day menu this week. Ooh. I saw that you just posted it, and it's
It is. That'll be a pretty fun one. I'm glad that we've got the level of participation that we did. Father's Day is just one of those things that people usually have a set plan, but I think what we're able to provide for them is, everything leading up to the point, and now they get all that time back. Less cooking, less this, more time playing in the yard or wherever it is that, fathers and families or whatever they're doing. And I'm glad that we did it. We weren't going to originally. We were going to take the week off and just, be with family and do whatever. But I'm glad we were able to, help out so many families. It's a pretty awesome situation. So real quick with the pivot, we ended up doing the downtown dining at home. Now we pivoted to the downtown dining at home drop-offs. So we offered our services in a little bit of a different form, still creating fine cuisine, 3-course meals, but we're delivering them. So they're essentially 95% finished when you get them, and it's minimal assembly, minimal reheat, minimal cooking. So you're probably talking 15 to 20 minutes to kind of get everything going, and you're already plating. So it shaves a whole lot of time, and we're definitely offering, I think still a unique service, unlike just your regular takeout or boxed meal delivery service. So, and it's definitely something we never would have done if it weren't for this awful pandemic. And it's fortunately something we're now adding as one of our services, and going to continue with that because so many people benefited from it, benefited from the price package, the delivery point, and it's the least that we can do to give back. So we're gonna hang on to that and keep it going.
Yeah. So I have a very personal, related question. Do you go to Martha's Vineyard at all?
Do I go to Martha's Vineyard?
Yes. Do you guys do any activations? We'll
do anything, anywhere.
Okay.
If we can get there, we're cooking.
Okay.
100%. We go down the Cape a lot, and I don't see why we wouldn't hop on a ferry and hit the vineyard.
Awesome.
What's your website?
So our website is perfectstrangersboston.com.
I'm putting it in the chat too for us.
And we're actually launching a new website. It will probably happen sometime beginning of August. Just really narrowing in what we've done over the last year and a half and what we've excelled at and what we want to try to, pivot towards, with the time that we've had during this and what we've been able to accomplish. We want to make sure we can narrow it down and really, move forward in a cleaner direction. But we're always evolving. I think that's the fun thing about being an entrepreneur. It's the fun thing about having a business that you can do so many things at so many different times and with so many people, that why wouldn't we just keep evolving? We're shutting too many people out if we don't offer what we offer. So yeah, perfectstrangersboston.com. Check it out. I'd appreciate that.
He's awesome.
The photos on your website are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we worked with a great woman, Jacqueline Shaw, who helped us put all that together. But I think the one that we'll have in August will be a little more streamlined, updated photography, and more focused on the mission and more focused on, who we are. It's very lengthy there. You can, if you read through it, but we want to really make that more impactful with less words and more action. So we're working on how to do that.
So I have a question I'm a little embarrassed to be asking. What is triple sec? Is triple sec something that could also be used as simple syrup? What do people use that for?
Yeah, so it's definitely used as a sweetening agent. Let's just call it that. So it's essentially an orange or peach or citrus scented liqueur. So it's very, very sweet, and you'd only essentially use it like we did here with the simple syrup, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces. And through all the fun, I forgot we didn't add the fizzy water.
Oh yeah, I do have my water.
So the fizzy water, I just looked down at the can. I'm like, how did we not add the fizzy water?
It was presented so beautifully.
It's delicious on its own, but the fizzy water, just like I love champagne. I don't know why. It's just something I've adapted. I love bubbles. So
Sarah, she loves her some bubbles.
Me too.
I love champagne. I don't know what it is. It's just friggin' awesome. And so fizzy water or seltzer water, whatever, topped in that can, it just gives that effervescence, gives that tongue tone, and really, really, really fun experience. This is still good, but it's kind of, it's missing that bubble kick.
Good to me, Chef.
It seems like Marty's enjoying it the way that it is.
Time for another one.
I am too, actually. It's kind of good.
Favorite brand of sparkling water for mixed cocktails and drinks? I feel like there's so many brands right now.
Yeah.
There are. So I'm now on the pull and spring kick.
Okay.
For whatever reason, the fruit in it tastes more natural. It tastes just less of something and more of what I've been looking for. But truthfully, I'll buy whatever is available and whatever is bulk packed. So I'll buy like whatever's 4 for $10, 5 for $8, whatever. That's what I'm getting. But if I had to pick, it's Poland Springs.
Look, Sandy's here.
Oh my gosh, guys, my mom's here.
Sandy.
Hello, Queen.
Mom and sister down in Florida. They're not drinking, I'm sure. Well, maybe Alicia is.
Well, I was going to ask, Marty asked about triple sec, but Grand Marnier, Cointreau, triple sec, is there much of a difference in those preference?
Yeah, I think that there is, and I don't know if I could speak 100% intelligently on how the differences actually differ and what they are. You know, like they're essentially all spirits, but something like triple sec is, you know, it's termed a liqueur or aperitif or something like more of a liqueur. Something like Grand Marnier, I think, has a different chemical balance where there is more alcohol and less sugar. But I don't know if I could really do it justice behind the chemistry, behind the math on how they do it. You know, I just know I wouldn't pour triple sec into a glass and drink it neat, but I would with Grand Marnier.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. So that's good. I didn't need the science.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wish I knew the science, though. There's so much to know about everything and how deep you want to actually get involved with it. You know, from even just sourcing the right citrus with the right zest and the right juice and sun. Is it, you know, there's so much to learn about everything, which is also one of the most exciting things about our industry is that you really can never stop learning and educating yourself and educating people, which is, you know, truthfully one of my favorite parts. You know, is getting to learn, getting to share. But yeah, there's just so much. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do when we break from here is look that up so I can figure it out. I'd like to know. I'm sure someone will ask that again soon. I'd love to be able to give them like a 5-minute boom. This is what's up.
Yeah, I feel like this was just so helpful because Whitney and I have said before that like we drink whiskey in the winter and tequila in the summer, and we've kind of put things into that like box. But like this was so refreshing. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that bourbon, you know, you usually think of it as like in the colder months, or you know, that's kind of what I've associated it with. But this was light and refreshing. It's good to know that we need to branch out a little bit more.
I couldn't agree more. Bourbon and citrus are really just a great pairing. There's another drink that we make a lot, that I make a lot, that I drink a lot, but that we present to groups and for events, if someone wants a cocktail, is very, very, very simple, but we'll use bullet bourbon. I make my own maple syrup, so we'll use a fresh maple syrup product and lime juice. And it's literally 1, 1, and 1, shaken over ice, and it's super simple, but the sweetness, like the maple pairs off so well with the bourbon, and the lime juice just cuts right through it. And it gives you, you know, that tickle in the back of your mouth, and it gets the tones going. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly, you know, bourbony or limey. The balance of it all is just, it's very simple. It's a great way to start a meal. It's a great way to finish a meal. You know, it's awesome with, believe it or not, peanut butter and bourbon are super duper pairings. So we do we would serve that with like our peanut butter pie or with like a peanut butter tart, which would be really killer.
I want that now.
Yeah, peanut butter, I'm sold. Love
Yeah.
Wait, Wendy, what did you find? Grand Marnier is
it says Grand Marnier is an orange liqueur in the Curacao tradition, and Cointreau is a triple sec, and Grand Marnier is a blend of cognac with triple sec. So although it's not a traditional Curacao, it's a similar product, whereas Cointreau is straight up triple sec.
Great.
Okay.
So Grand Marnier is a cognac product?
Sorry?
So Grand Marnier is a cognac product?
Cognac and triple sec blend.
Great.
That's why you pay more for it, right?
Wendy doubles as a research assistant. So you can.
Minds want to know.
I probably could ask a ton more questions, but what does every home bartender need?
It's a great question. I mean,
that's a good question.
That's a great question. I'm trying to think. Well, let me put it back on you. What is it when you're going to make a drink that you're always, I don't have it. Where is it? We need to get one.
Simple syrup.
And you can definitely, you know, the good thing about simple syrup is you can make a gallon of it, stick it in your fridge or your freezer, and then you're set for a long time. You know, as far as like gadgets, this is one of my favorite gadgets.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So instead of like your classic reamer that you use for citrus, it's literally, you know, cut your citrus, boom. It just saves me time when I'm making a big batch of, you know, if I'm doing lemonade with vodka or something, and you know, you need to barrel through a lot of that citrus, and I would definitely urge you to squeeze your own if you're able and capable, rather than buying the concentrates or even if it says 100% lemon juice, there's just something not right about it. It just doesn't taste like what would come out of this.
So for sure, lemon squeezer, shaker, strainer,
and someone to drink it with.
There you go.
I
That's
mean,
one of my favorites.
that's not really necessary.
Because my husband doesn't drink, so I'm like, hey, let's have a cocktail. Or I'm calling up Marty or, you know, Annette, and I'm like, let's drink, you know.
So you'll laugh at me, but carbs are not my friends. So in my fridge, I think I have about 15 or 20 different flavors of liquid stevia drops. So if I'm doing a margarita, in addition, I will put in the triple sec and the Grand Marnier with my tequila. I'm not that carb avoidance, but instead of the agave nectar, I'll throw in the orange flavored stevia drops.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Or they have so many flavors, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna steal that idea.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
that's in my pocket.
I like that idea.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
thinking of
almond
the
milk,
Grand Marnier, I think my favorite Grand Marnier beverage I've ever had is just straight champagne, shot of Grand Marnier in there. It's delicious. Like
Sold.
just simple, just delicious.
That's amazing.
My husband, who's French, will tell you that the French monks invented champagne, and therefore it's not really alcohol, it's actually medicine. So it's okay to drink
Yes,
it
I agree.
frequently,
There needs like a sign.
under any circumstances.
I've only met Terry once, but I knew that I liked him.
It is so funny. This is the
It is
chattiest
medicine.
we've been all day. Adam, just so you know, when the topic of liquor.
Next time we should start the morning with mimosas.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then meditation.
That would be
Meditation
amazing.
and mimosas.
Definitely been the most engaged. So thank you so much, Adam. If you want to hang out with us, we have DJ Silvernight here. He's going to start some jams for us.
Love that.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. This has been great.
If anyone wants to break out and continue a conversation, just throw it in the chat and I'll open up a breakout room for you and you can, you know, kind of like have more of a dialogue. If not, just hang out and party with us for the next hour.
Yes.
Thanks, Chef.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have fun with the party.
Thank you.